Okay, hello everyone. I am Bhavan from IT Patna, and today is the week 3 of the live session for Joy of Computing with Python. So let me get started. Today we'll discuss about lists, mainly list and strings, and we'll answer some MCQ questions and then some programming questions. So let me get started. So at first, we'll give some example of how to create a list. These are basically already covered in the lectures, but I'll still give some refresher. So let me also uh, start a Jupyter notebook before proceeding. Just give me. Which one? Yeah, let me create a new file. Okay, so for now, let me copy paste this here. So let's say we have a list right now, which is there are three items: milk, bread, and eggs. And let me just print it like this only. Orders equal to milk and print orders. So it will just print it this list one by one. And one thing to note here is that in Python and in most of the languages actually, the indexing starts from zero. So if I give orders of zero, then uh, it will print milk. But if we give orders of three, it will throw an error because index is ending at two only, 0, 1, 2. So this is a common point of mix-up. So please remember it. Last index that you can access is length of the list minus one. So here maximum that you can give is two. Okay. Another thing, if you want the last element, you can give two. Also, you can give minus one. That will also give the last element. Minus 2 will give you the second last element. Minus 3 will third last element. So these are the some shortcuts. If you don't know the n, then also you can use this kind of indexing. Then let me also show minus 4. So minus 4, it will throw an error. So for list, you have to use a square bracket. So this bracket and this bracket within that it has to stay. You can also create 2D list. Like let's say this is like 1D list. There is a one element one row of elements. Suppose I want to create something like this. Say 1, 2, 3. This is one list, and another list. Another is like 3, 4, 5. Okay, this is second list, and everything. This thing is within another list. So it is like 2 by 3, or 2 by 3 uh, row, 2 by 3 matrix. So that also you can do, and not necessarily every row has to be the same. Like it can contain three elements, it can contain two elements. It is also okay in Python list. So this is that. Then let me go to some of the list operations. So let me again revert back to the 1D list, which is one of the example that we will be keeping here. So yeah, this is the example. So the first operation is insertion. So appending at the end. So basically, let's say we have this one, a milk, bread, eggs, and suppose I want to add another element. at the end here. So there is a function called append, and I can just write orders.append, then some value, and it will get automatically appended at the end. So let me see that here. Orders.append. What is the value? It was a button. So you can see after appending, it is showing button. So this is very simple function, just call the append. And one thing to note here is that it doesn't necessarily have to be the same type. So this is string, this is string. I can give an integer here. It will take. So in Python, that is one of the advantage. Like in C or C++ or many other languages, you cannot give multiple data types in an like list or arrays. But in Python, it is totally allowed. You can give a number, you can give a floating point, or okay, a list can have multiple data types. So this is appending. Then uh, next is insert. So basically, appending is basically I am adding an element at the end. But let's suppose I want to add an element at position maybe at position 1, and let's suppose I want to append fruits at position 1. So what should we do? We should do orders insert at position 1. So position 1 means after milk, because milk is position 0. So after milk is position 1. And here I want to append fruits. So this will come out like this: milk, fruits, and bread, eggs, butter. So these four are already there. And this one, it got inserted. Okay, so then let me go to the next operation, which is adding multiple items. So suppose instead of using like appending one item at the end, if I want to like add multiple items. So suppose here we have rice and oil. Okay, so how can I add this? We can just use it like this. Uh, orders extend. Uh, we can give a list rice and oil. So if I give a list here, should so you see at the end rice and oil got added. So this is another operation. Next operation is that accessing one item. So this is pretty simple. Suppose I want, I don't know what the value of the list is, and I just want to take what is the second element of the array or list here. Second element of the list or sub two, I'll get that, which is second element as the second index. This is index 0, index 1, index 2, and so on. Okay, next is taking a batch. So instead of one element, suppose I want to take multiple elements. So how to do that? We can do something like this. Suppose 0 to 3, 0 to 3. So I am saying that give me, uh, start from the 0th element and give me till the second element. So basically what happens here is that we are giving 3, but it will only take index up to 2. Okay, so it is like start from 0, and until you have reached 3, you give me the like list items. So only this 3 will come: bread, milk, and bread, fruits, and milk, not egg. So let me execute that. It is milk, fruits, and bread. So please remember that this element will not come. It is always one element, one index before whatever is written. Then next is index finds the position of a value. So suppose let's say I don't know that if uh, we have the suppose it is a very big list and I don't know at which position let's say rice is. So I can do it something like this: order dot uh, index, and within that I can type rice. should give 5. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it is saying that I am giving rise. We have rise at the index 5. Let me give a value which doesn't exist. So then it will throw an error that that element that we are trying to find, it is not present in the list. Okay, so this is another operation. Next is removing. So we can just call it like this, orders dot remove. So this is the list name dot remove. Then we can just give the value that we want to remove. So let me go here. Orders. Let's say I want to remove that, and then I'm printing the orders. So you see, after giving the order, like after calling the remove, it automatically remove the orders. So let me do another thing. Let me define another value and another array and another list basically. And mango, let me define it. Sorry, bread. Let me do it maybe 3 times. Okay, bread. So do all of them get removed or only one? That also let me check. Uh, maybe mango, maybe bread. So you see, in orders dot remove, only one bread got removed, the first one. Okay, this bread, mango will in your stay, bread, all these are there, all these are present. Okay, only first one got removed, others are there. So that also you need to keep in mind that if you remove, use the remove function in Python, it will only remove the first occurrence. Okay? Then sorting, we can just call a function. Let's say this is the list. This is the list actually. So let me just say orders of sort. It will automatically sort the values. And let me print the orders. So it will like see because B comes after like BR comes after BU. So bread is first, then butter, and egg. So it is like alphabetically sorted. Similarly, you can apply, sorting based on some number as well, or based on some floating point as well. It will show. Then after that, uh, if you want to remove all the items of a list, then we can just give orders dot here. So orders here, it can be any like name of a list, doesn't matter. If you help, if you call dot clear, then it will remove everything from the list. Then for filtering, this is the kind of shortcut. So let me just try to copy paste this. So this is a list that we are concerned at 35, 78, 92, 45, 60, 88, and 49 and 100. So this is the list. Then in the next step, what we are saying is that for M, so consider this one. Okay, for M in mark, for M in marks. So basically, I'm saying that in the list marks, we iterate through all the element, and each of the element we are calling it as M. Okay, so each of the element is M. So initially 35 is the M, then 78 is the M. Then we are saying that if M is greater than equal to 50, that means if this condition is true, then keep the value, keep the M. Otherwise, don't keep the M. Okay. So if we execute this, then what will happen? It will only keep the values where if this condition is true, M is greater than equal to 0, M is greater than equal to 50. So only the values where it is greater than equal to 50, those values will survive. All right. So there are questions related to that. We'll go through the MCQs very soon. Okay, this is another thing. Second thing is that transforming something. So basically, let me again copy paste this one. Let's say we are saying that marks is this, and let's say I'm saying that I want to add 5 marks to all the students. Okay, let me see that marks. So forget about this for now. So let's say I have an list called marks, and I'm seeing for every element in the marks, if the like score is less, like score whatever the score is, give it +5. But subject to 100 because score cannot exceed 100. So even if someone is scoring 100 or 99, you should not give more than 100. Maximum they can get is 100, but otherwise do it +5. Okay. So this is another thing. So you can see everything in case of that, everything got +5 except for the last one because last one is already 100. Then next, converting a list into tuple. So I hope you know the difference between list and tuple. Tuple you cannot change the value. So let me just say uh, tuple of, okay, and let me print the tuple. So you see tuple is represented by opening like first bracket, and basic difference here is that in case of tuple, just a second. So the difference between in the tuple is that in this case, you cannot change the value. So let's say a tuple of 1 is equal to, let's say, instead of 78, I want to make maybe 75. I cannot do that. Okay. Tuple doesn't support that. If I wanted to do marks of that, marks upon equal to 75, it works. We can do that. But with tuple, you cannot do that. Okay. So this is one thing. And then creating an index pair. So this is quite interesting. Suppose we want a, so this one. Okay. So basically we have some marks. Okay. And let me give the marks here, marks and okay. So let me say that suppose the marks array is like this here, right? Uh, okay, let me print the updated marks first. So marks is 35, 75, 92 like this. Okay. Suppose I want a value like 1, 0, 35. Okay. 1, 75. So at first there is like index, then there is a number. So I can do it like this. So this is a tuple. Within the tuple, I have I, which is the index, and marks of I, which is the value. For I in range, len of marks. So len of marks is like how many elements are there, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 elements are there. So what I'm saying is that iterate from 0 to 7 and put 0, comma, marks of 0, 1, comma, marks of 0, marks of 1, like that. So let me execute this. So see, the value here is 0, 35, 1, 75, 2, 92, like this. Right? This is another operation. Then tuple, we cannot change the value that I have shown. Okay, so this is the end of the like basic tutorial of like basic operations. Now we'll come to the MCQs. So this is the first MCQ. This is quite obvious if you have watched the previous examples. So please answer the question in the chat box. Yep. So the answer, okay, this should not be an infinite loop at all. Yeah, the correct option here is answer 4 or basically option D, because if we append this thing, it will obviously go to the, like it will get added at the end. So it will be like butter. Also, let me execute this. Although I have executed it beforehand as well. But let me execute this. So it is like milk, wet, butter, and at the end, a butter has been appended. Okay. So this is first question. Now this is the answer. Okay. Then second question. This also I have discussed, but please try to answer. Let me copy this. Okay, someone is saying option one, others are saying option C, option D as well. Okay, can you recheck the answers and try again? Option is not D. Option A. Any other answers? Option C, option C. Okay. All right, so one is not correct option here. So basically what will happen is that uh, fruits, it will get added after milk. So first index, this is zeroth index, and after that, one index, first index, fruits will get added. So it will be milk, fruits, bread, and eggs. So option C is correct. Let me also execute this one. Yeah, milk, fruits, bread, and eggs. So option C is the correct option. Okay, so this is the next question. We are using extend. So again, I have discussed this earlier, but please try to answer. Okay, mostly you are picking option D, option A as well. Okay, mostly you are saying option D. Some people are saying A. All right, so let me check again. So basically, see, in case of extend, we have to pass a list, but all the elements in the list will get added. So in the first option, what is happening here is that a new list is being created within the list. So it is like list within the list. So that doesn't happen with extend. Milk, bread, eggs, after that, rice and oil will get added. So this one. Option C is also incorrect. Extend by default it added adds in like it adds in the at the end only. So milk, bread, eggs. After that, we will have rice and oil. So let me also execute this one. Yeah, milk, bread, eggs. Then after that, rice and oil. Right. So option B is the right option. All right. So let me go to that next question. There are three items in a list, and I am printing orders of zero. How to will be printed? Okay, everyone is saying C. I think it is quite everyone. You are right. So orders of zero will be milk only. But let's assume another question. Let's say instead of orders of zero, we have orders of two. What will happen? What will be the output? Oh, sorry, not orders of two, orders of minus two. Orders of minus two. The orders of minus 2 is option B. So yeah, that is correct because minus 1 is this, minus 2 is this. So orders of minus 2 is uh, railway fruits. So this is the correct option. So let me go to the next question. Okay, so I am printing orders from like 1 to 3. So what will be printed here? I'm getting C or D. Okay, so anyone who wrote C and D, can you again write it again and confirm what is the answer? Only one of them are correct. Okay, so correct option is not C. Anyone can explain why is that in the chat box? C is not the correct option. In index end plus 1 or end minus 1. Right. So explanations are quite correct. So basically what happens is that uh, yeah, end minus 1. So basically you can think of it like this. It will it starts from element 1. So fruits is the first element. It will look for the second like next element which is 2. Then whenever it goes to this part, whenever it goes to 3, it will not take because this is basically it should be strictly less than. It is not less than equal to, it is less than. So whenever index is equal to 3, it will not take the value. So it is like you can consider I equal to 0, I less than the end, I plus plus that you can consider. So since this is index 3 and 3 is not less than 3, it will not get included. Okay. Another shortcut that you can consider how many elements will be there if you can't remember this kind of things. One shortcut is that you calculate this minus this. So 3 minus 1, which is 2. So you can start from 1 and only 2 elements will be there. Okay? So 3 minus 1 is 2, only 2 elements will be there. So this option is obviously wrong. Other options are this 3 can be correct. And after that, you can see that it should be starting from fruits. So only this one can be correct. So this is one shortcut. You just calculate the end minus the start. You'll get how many elements will be there. So if any option is not matching that, you can easily discard that option. You can use append to like add multiple items, but you have to use the append multiple times. Otherwise, you can use extend. Okay, let me go back to tuple just for a minute. So tuple here basically, so tuple is quite similar to the list only, but the difference is that it cannot, like in the list, you can change the values, but in the tuple, you cannot change any values. So let me like this. Let's say LST is a list. I have defined it like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So in list, suppose I want to modify a value. Let's say list of 3 is equal to 10. I can do that. It will now let me print the list. It will print the list. Okay. Third index, it got changed. But let's say I have a tuple, but instead of tuple is defined like in the first bracket. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let me do tuple of 3 is equal to 10. It will not happen. It will throw some error because tuple is not changed. It will not be changed. Okay. So this is one thing. If we want to convert a list to a tuple, tuple is equal to, we can do tuple, and then within that we can pass a list, which is the LST, and then we can get a tuple as well. Then another thing is that the question is that if we cannot change the list, if we cannot change the tuple, why to use tuple at all? Every time I can use every time I can use list, right? So tuple has some advantages as well. So it is first thing is that memory for the tuple, it gets allocated immediately. So it is not dynamic, and every operation, like you say, let's say uh, every operation in the sense, let's say if I want to do some searching within the tuple, it is much faster than the list because the list is dynamic. So it is like it is quite, it is quite slower, but every operation within the tuple is quite faster than the list. So there are some advantages. And so because the tuples are unchangeable, okay, so in that case, because it is unchangeable, you cannot even do the append or anything like that. So let's suppose uh, let me try to append something to the let me try to append something to the tuple. Tuple dot append maybe 3. It will throw an error because append is not possible in tuple. So whatever tuple I initialize, it has to stay the same. So if I am trying to modify it, then tuple is not a good option for me because modification is not allowed at all. But if I want to keep it as a read only, I'll not modify it, but I want it for searching it. I want for it for reading it for reading only. So in that case, tuple is very fast, and in that case, tuple is a very good option. Right? Yes, tuple is immutable, so you cannot change any values within the tuple. You cannot add anything to the tuple. It is unchangeable. Assignment deadlines, I don't think it is possible to extend, but you can mail it in the Google group. But I think many people has already requested that, and they have declined to extend the deadline. All right, so let me go to the next question. So we have this list, and we have two operations. One is append operation, then we have sort operation. So what will happen after uh, after executing these two operations? Okay, mostly you are seeing option 2. Just maybe, I think my network is fluctuating a little bit. Ankush, you have raised your hand, so I am allowing the microphone. You can unmute yourself and you can ask any doubts.
So the fourth option is the right option.
Okay. Okay, fourth option here is not the right option. Any other guess? So please note there is a short function, order stuff short, and it will short alphabetically. All right, so most of the answers are option 2, which is B. And here basically what will happen, let me just show you step by step. So let me also print the orders here, print orders. Let's assume that this is not there. Okay, so initially at the end butter will get added. So milk, bread, eggs, and butter. So within then it will sort alphabetically, right? So M, B, E, and B. These are the partial alphabet. So M will come at the end, right? So M will go at the end. Eggs will go at the like before M, but after bread and butter. Bread and butter will become the first and second. But within that, which one will come first and which one will become second? So B and B, these two are common. So next, what is next? Here we have R and here we have U. So R comes before U, right? In ABCD up to Z. If we go, R will come before U. So this one will be at first, this one will be at the second, then third, then fourth. So let me print that bread, butter, eggs, and milk. So this is what the output will be. Okay, so let me go to the next question then. All right. So here I'm using a remove function. Okay, so every one of you are right. It will be option D. So basically milk, bread, eggs, and after that fruits will get added. So milk, fruits, bread, eggs, and then after that bread will get removed. So milk, fruit, then eggs. So ultimately option D is correct. Milk, fruits, and eggs. Okay, next question. We have some extend operation and then we have some list operation, list slicing operation. Okay, we are getting some conflict. Some people are saying option A, some people are saying option B. So please remember that it will start from first index, okay, and index starts from 0. Okay, we got some option C as well. Okay, if someone is saying it is an error, what will be the error? Why is it an error? Can you explain? Shushma, I have allowed a microphone. If you want, you can unmute yourself and join. Okay, so basically what is happening here is that, again, let me copy this. Copy this and let me print the orders first. Then I'll come slicing here. So what is happening here is that include is already there. After the bread, eggs, butter, and rice, it will get happened. After that, what will I have? We'll start from bread and we'll have three elements. 4 minus 1 is 3. So I'll start from there. 1, 2, 3. So it's bread, eggs, butter. This will be there. So this option, bread, eggs, butter. So this will be there. Option A is the correct option. All right. So next question. I am calculating the index of of a list, and then I'm trying to assign a different string with that. So what will be output? Or will it throw some error because we are trying to assign something here? In extend, a list will not be added into a list. All the elements within the list will get added. Okay, most of you are picking option C. One position where that position is correct. Okay, most of you are picking option C, and what will happen here is that it will find, so orders dot index milk. So it will find index of milk which is 0. So orders of 0. So so orders of 0 is milk. So milk I am replacing with almond milk, and it will get sorted. So sort again, A will come first, then B, then E. So ultimately the order will stay the same only. So it will be almond milk, bread, and eggs. So this one is correct. The next question. some insert operation, then some sort operation. Okay, I'm getting mostly option D. So what will happen here basically is rice will get added here. Rice, milk, bread, eggs. Bread after sorting, bread will come first, then eggs, then milk, then rice. Right. So after that, if I take 1 to 3, so bread will, so it will be like, let me just copy. So after insert, it will become like this. After sorting, it will become like this. At first, there will be bread, then there will be eggs, then there will be milk, then there will be rice. Then after that, we start from index from here, and we'll take 2 elements. So it will be eggs, comma milk. So the correct option here is option B, eggs, comma milk. Option 1 is not correct here. Option B is correct. All right. So next question. This is again a little bit of that I have discussed earlier. But you have this array, you have this list, and then there are some conditions. So what will happen? What will be the okay? So mostly the options are B, 2 and 3 are the same answer. Not really, 2 and 3 are not the same answer. It is a list, and this is a tuple. All right. So here, so basically what is happening here is that forget about this part just right now. Consider this for m in marks. So basically what I'm saying is that I'm iterating through all the elements in the array, and every element we are calling it as a m. So initially m is equal to 35. Then we are checking a condition if m is greater than equal to 50. So if the condition is true, then m is part of the list. Otherwise, m is not part of the list. So initially we'll check m equal to 35. is m is greater than equal to 50, the answer is false. M is not greater than equal to 50. So we'll not include this. 78, it is greater than equal to 50. So 78 will be the one element. 92 will be another element. 45 will not be part. 60 will be another element. 8 will be another element. 49 will not be a part of the element, the list. And 100 will be another element. So at the end, another thing is that notice we are giving like this, like square bracket here, right? So this is like, this is a list. This is not a tuple. So here, the correct option here is B, not C. C is tuple. So here the output here is a list. So correct option here is B. Is my voice clear now? Is it breaking still? Is my voice audible? I hope my voice is audible to everyone. But let me explain this question again. Uh, if it is unclear. Uh, right now it is also breaking. Okay, let me try to rejoin the meet. Is my voice clear now? All right. So let me explain the question again. Okay. So is it still unclear? Okay. So let me continue. Let me explain this question again because it was not audible for some time. So basically, what is happening here is that uh, let me copy paste this one. So So this is basically is a shortcut for a function. So for in marks, if m greater than equal to 50, then past dot append m. So this is a shortcut for this single line. This basically represent this this sequence of operation. So if you have to read it like this, for m in marks, so it will iterate through all the elements in the array. Within For all the elements, it will check if m, which is the element, if it is greater than or equal to 50, right? So after checking if it is greater than or equal to 50, if it is greater than, then it will get included in the list. So m, it will get included in the list. If it is not, then it will not get included in the list. So for example, let me do this. Print past. Okay, you see this is the value that we are getting. Suppose let me disable this part and enable this part. We should get the same output 7896 to 608800. See, it is the same output. So basically, you have to look at this for m in marks. It will iterate through all the elements. For all the elements, it will check one by one. It will check if this condition is true. If this condition is true, then only that will element will stay. Otherwise, that element will not be part of the list. So this is the sequence of operation that is taking place here. And because it is like it is a list, right? So we are giving this here square bracket. So it is a list. So option B will be the correct option, not option C, because C is a tuple. And we are not considering tuple here, we are considering list. So option B is the correct option. Okay, so now we have another question. We have something called bonus marks. So what will be the output here? Screen is not visible.
Yes, sir,
All right.
your voice is breaking in the middle.
Right now, is it clear?
And screen also while executing it, not the
Uh, Currently, I am at the PowerPoint slide. I am not executing anything for now.
answer was 3.
Okay, so here the answer is 3 because the answer is C. Basically, first last option is obviously wrong because we are considering a list and not a tuple. Then second part is that we'll consider like m plus 5. So for every element, we'll consider the number plus 5, but subject to maximum of 100. So sorry, minimum of 100. So if this value becomes 101 or 102, we have to consider 100 only. So that is the constant. So basically, for every value, I will get added. So 78 plus 5 is 83. So this and this are correct till now, 97, 65, 93. So 5 is getting added. But at the end, 5 will get added. So 100 plus 5 is 105. But since we have to take a minimum of 105 and 100, so ultimately 100 will be the correct option. Option C. Okay, so I think we have 3 more MCQs. Then we'll go to the coding questions. So what will be the, so suppose let's say I have the bonus marks from here. Let me just contrast it. Basically, let me say that bonus marks is here. And then we are performing some operation. Then what will be the type ultimately after this?
tuple.
Right. So here it is kind of obvious that after passing the tuple function, like passing the list through the tuple, the function code will be tuple. Final like data type of the final scores. Okay, so then this is little bit lengthy, but this is quite simple, and I have covered everything which is there in this. So one thing is that please try to do this without using any without using Python or anything. Try to do it in your mind because during the exams you will not get any Python interpreter or any Python environment. So you have to do it everything in your hand, in your mind. So this is the entire operation. Most of them have already been covered in the previous examples, but ultimately after this, what will be the final value?
2,97.
So 2 comma
Okay,
65.
2,97, 2,65. Any other answers? I'll wait for a minute or so.
2,97.
Okay, let me write the options first. What are the options? Two comma 95, then 2,97,
2,65.
65. Any other options?
2,97.
Okay, this is that one only. All right. Any other option? All right. So I will not execute this program, but I'll try to show you step by step. And at the end, I'll execute the program to verify the answer. But before that, I'll not execute. Okay, so this is the marks and this is the past value. Okay. And basically, in this case, you see marks is not used anywhere at all. So here I am using past, here I am using bonus marks, here I'm using final scores. So marks, the list is totally redundant. I can remove that. This is there to confuse you. Okay, marks is, you can just discard it. It is of no information to you. Now we have past as the one of the value. Now we have the bonus marks. So after bonus marks, what will be the bonus marks? It will be something like this. Bonus marks equal to 78 plus 5 is 83. It will be 97. It will be 65. It will be 93, and it will be 100. I think this you already solved in the previous. Then we have final score. Final scores. So this one will be equal to same thing, but it will be tuple. Instead of list, it will be tuple, but the values will be the same. All right, and then we have index scores. So what will be the index scores? So this is basically look at the outermost thing. It will be a list. It will be a list. Within each element will be a tuple, because you see this is a tuple. So tuple within a list, that kind of scenario is coming. Okay, so there will be a tuple, but within each of the tuple, what values will be there? I, comma, final scores of I. So I here is the index. Okay, or I in range line of final scores. So here there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 values. So it will be like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so initially I is equal to 0. Then what will be there? Final scores of I. What will be the final scores of 0? 83. So initially it will be 0, 83. This is the first element. Second element, it will be 1 and final scores of 1, which is 97. Then next 2, 65. Then 3, 93. Then 4, 100. So this is the like value of the index scores. Now you have to consider that this is the first element. Entire tuple is one element. This is another element. This is another element. This is another element, and so on. So this is the first element, second, third. This is the third element. So if we print that, we'll get a tuple, and within the tuple, it will be like 2, 65. So let me execute this. 2, 65. So this is the correct option. Any doubt in this question? Because most of you have gave 2, 97 as the correct option. But actual option is 2, 97. 2, 65 is the actual option. Okay, is the actual screen visible now? Like actual option. Should I explain this once more? Okay. So basically what is happening here is that we have a list here. Initially, there was some another list. This one. Let me just copy paste this one again. Let me run this first. Right. So we had this list, but you see that marks was not being used anywhere at all. So here I am using final scores, mark, pass, bonus marks, but marks like array, marks list was not used at all anyhow. So this was given just to confuse you actually. So you can remove this without any issues. Second is that past is a list, and then I am using some calculation based on that past list. So let me execute this. Bonus marks. It will be I will be added to each of the element except for 100 where it will stay 100 only. So it will be like 83, 97, 65, 93, and 100 will stay 100 only. Then we'll convert it to a tuple. So tuple will be final scores equal to values will be the same, but it will be just instead of list, it will be a tuple. Okay, so this is one thing. Then let's come here, index scores. So there are two things happening. So let me focus on the outward part. Let's forget about these things right now. At the outer part, what is happening? We are seeing that whatever operation we are doing here, there will be multiple values, but ultimately it is a list. Okay, so it will be a list. It will be a list. Within the list, for every element, we are saying every element is a tuple because see there is a first bracket opening, first bracket closing here. So every element is a tuple. Okay. Within each tuple, what is there? How many tuples there? It will come soon. But within each element, what will be there? I. I here is the index because for I in range, len of final score. So there are 5 elements here. So here I am saying that for I equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, I have to take I, which is 0 initially, and then I have to take final scores of I. Final scores of I is 83. So 0, 83, I have to take. Then second is I equal to 1, and final scores of 1 is 97. So that I have to take. Next element is index 2, and final scores of 2 is 65. So that we have to take. Similarly, 3, 93, and 4, 100. Okay, so this is the value we got in the index scores. Now the point is I want to print the index, like whatever the value is there inside the index scores. So here this tuple is first element, this tuple is second element, this tuple is third element. And if we go by the index, this is 0th index, this is first index, this is second index. So if we take index scores of 2, it will print this part. So it is a tuple with 2, 65. So let me execute this. This is the value 2, 65. All right, I'll look for the comments and then move on to the next question. In online payment, they're asking me to complete this year first. Shushma, it is all right. It is not a problem. Okay, so I think this is the final MCQ. Then after that, we'll go to some coding questions. So what will happen here? After doing all the operations, I am trying to assign a value. I am trying to change first element. So what will happen? I'm getting option as C. B, and D. Mostly the options are C. Yes, the option C is correct because it is a tuple, so a runtime error will occur. So uh, because it is a tuple, you cannot change the value. All right, so I think we'll go to the coding questions now. So basically, I'll give you some time. You can code the solutions yourself. You can copy paste the code in the chat box. I'll review the code. Also, if you don't want to write the code, you can also write a pseudocode on the algorithm. That is also fine. But I would prefer that you write the code here and paste it in the chat box. Uh, so this one is part of the previous year's assignment. So uh, this is directly relevant to the coursework. So you should all try to attempt this question. So basically, what do we have here is that we have uh, some strings as input, which is separated by comma, and then we have to find a word which has the minimum length. So let's say red, blue, and green. Red has length of 3, blue has a length of 4, green has length of 4, 5. So we have to find a word with a minimum length. And if there are multiple such words, suppose red and like let's say 1, 2, and 10 is there in this example. All of them has 3, length of 3, but we have to take the last one. So in this case, last one is 10. So this is the program that we are trying to build. So I'll give you some time. Please write and paste it in the chat box. Presentation error is fine. Even if you are getting presentation error, you will get like you'll get the marks, assuming that your logic is correct. So presentation error is basically it happens because you at the end you are printing /n, which is a new line. So you are writing a print statement, and automatically it writes /n at the end. So if you change the program to not write like end equal to empty, end equal no, so basically, suppose you have written a program. Okay, let me just go for a minute here. Suppose you are writing something like this in ABCD. So at the end, it will print like let's say 1, 2, 3, 4 you are writing. So at the end, it will write a new line. Okay, so if you just do like this and equal to uh, like this, it will not show the presentation error, but it doesn't matter because you will presentation error will not deduct any of your marks. Okay, please don't use any coding assistant. These are very simple program. Okay, so don't use any coding assistant, ChatGPT or anything, because this kind of questions might be there. Like coding questions will not be there, but there will be some Python codes, and you might be asked to write the outputs. So uh, that might be okay. So I got a answer here. One is runtime error. Okay, no, not this one. Sorry. Okay, words equal to input dot split by comma, which is correct. Then min word, I'm starting with the first word. We are considering the first word as the minimum. Then next is second. Next is we are looking at each of the element. We are considering if this is uh, less than or equal to min word. If it is less or if it is equal, then it's okay. So look, I think the answer here is correct. Yeah, the answer is correct. So let me just copy paste your answer only here. And let me give which of the inputs here. So basically assume that we have an input called, let me give a divergent input, maybe this one, sun, moon, sky, last one, sun, moon, sky. Let me say that this is the example. Initially, we are considering that the first element we have here is the lowest element, like element with lowest number of characters. So initially, mean word is, let's say it is sun. Okay, mean word is sun. After that, we'll go through each of the element word in words, and we'll check if line of word. So at first we'll check the first word only. So this is quite redundant, but okay. We'll check the first word. If it is less than or equal to this one, length of this sun is less than equal to this one, then I'll consider mean word is sun. Then next is moon. Moon is not less than, so moon is four words, well, like four characters, and this is three characters, so it will not happen. Then we have sky. Sky is three, and three is less than equal to three, so mean word will become sky. Okay, so yeah, this is the correct option. So let me see. Let me give this as an input: sky, moon, sky, sun, moon, sky, and it should print. It should print sky. Okay, but it is printing sun. So this is not correct. So suggest one change, one small change to fix this code. Okay, so the thing is that we have given these things wrongly. Okay, input is wrong. Here they have mentioned that we'll give the input exactly like red, blue, like without any space. So initially what we did was we gave like we are splitting by comma. So this is three character. This is becoming five character because space is also a character, right? So this is five character and this is four character. So because of that, the output is sun. But if we follow the input guidelines of this program, we are giving it like this: sun, moon, sky. So now it will print the fact one: sun, moon, sky. It should print sky. So now it is printing sky. Okay, so all other test cases should also pass. So let me say A, B, C. It should give C. Okay, so now let's say that I don't want the rightmost word. I want the leftmost word. So what changes should I make here? So like get the leftmost word. So in the question, we have mentioned that I want to get the rightmost word here. So that is why you are going for rightmost word, right? But assume that we want leftmost word. So how can we make it happen? Same program, one small change. So this is line one. This is line two, line three, line four, line five. So I'm saying that you can make changes in only one line. Uh, in which line you will make the change? Okay, right. So okay, are you sure that greater than equal to will be same? Will have same functionality? Okay, let me check with greater than equal to once. But please note that there will be other test cases as well. So let me go through this. So this is less than equal to, let me give it greater than equal to, okay? And then sun, moon, sky. This is fine, I guess. See, the answer is moon. So if we can give greater than equal to, it will go for the like word with maximum number of characters. It will not go for the leftmost character with this number of like characters. So see, if you look at the question is that at first we have to find some word with minimum length. Okay. But if you give greater than equal to, it will go for the word with maximum. Okay. So greater than equal to is not the correct option. Okay. Anything else? So yeah, other options are removing
No,
the
sir.
equal to sign here. Yeah. So other option here is that removing the equal to sign here. So basically what was happening here earlier was that suppose initially sun was the minimum word and suppose it's came to sky. Then since this is less than or equal to mean word, so then the mean word now becomes the sky. So new value, it becomes the uh, mean word, it is getting replaced by the writer value. Okay. So this is not correct. So if we just remove this one, so initially what will happen? Sun is there, it is the minimum word. Moon is there, it is it is length is greater than the 3, so it will not go. Then sky is there, since it is length of the word is 3 and length of the minimum word is also 3, but we want less than, not less than equal to, so it will not go. So ultimately the leftmost minimum element will stay. So let me execute this. So see, now it is given the leftmost element, which is a sky. All right. So let me go to the next coding question. So basically, again, we have to perform some sequence of operation. You will be given some space separated values. And basically, what you have to do is that you have to give a greatest integer which is less than or equal to it. So basically, uh, suppose it is 200.8. So you have to give 200. So it should be less than or equal to, but it cannot be 199. So it is like largest integer, but it should be less than the given value. Okay. So that is what you have to print, but also you have to consider that you have to print with comma separated. Okay. So this is another thing that you have to consider. So please write the code in the comments. I will check. So one thing to note here is that at the end, there should be no commas. See, 100, 200. But after 200, there is no commas. So write your program like that. Okay, any solution, even partial solution? So let me take the input first. You can paste, I'll check something. Let me take the input. I have to split it by comma, right? Split by comma, and I have to convert them to the floating point. But let me not jump into that right now. I am taking an input and I am splitting it. No, sorry. I am splitting it by, in the input side, there is space. Okay, so splitting it by space only. And then I'm converting it to the list. So let me say that initially 7.7, 8.8, 9.9, that is the input. Let's consider 7.7, 8.8. So it will be a list. Okay. After that, what to do? Now I think you are right. So let me go next step. So input we have. Then let me create a list, maybe call it LST. Okay. And then
Sir,
for, yeah. So I am using Jupyter Notebook. So if I just give the just give the variable, it will get printing. It will be printing. But for non-Jupyter Notebook, it is recommended that you just use print. I should have used that. So print INP. So it will print this like this. So this is a feature by Jupyter Notebook actually. Like if I just give the variable name, it will automatically print. Alright. So for element in list or element in INP, so I'm iterating through all the elements. Now I have to convert it to uh, you know some. The question is that we have to convert. So this is currently it is a string, right? So at first let me convert it to a float. Okay. So float of element, and let me print this first. Okay. Temp is equal to. Let me go step by step. Initially, what is happening? I'm just converting it from the string to float. Okay. So now floating is done. Now next part is that we have to convert it to greatest integer, which is less than or equal to. So what is the greatest integer which is less than or equal to it? So in this case, it is 7. In this case, it is 8. In this case, it is 9. So how do we have to do? We have just have to drop this part, right? We can just drop this part and we can, the remainder is the integer, greatest integer. So I can just give it like this, int. So if we convert a float from a float to int, it will drop this value, after decimal part. So this is the time 7, 8, 9. Okay. Now suppose I want to print it one by one. So for that, what is the constraint here? I have to print it comma separated. Okay. So there can be two approaches here. So one thing I can do is that lst dot append. Within that, I can append the temp. Okay. So it will append each of the element one by one. Print lst. So this will print the value, but we can do one thing. We can do it like this. Dot join. Then after that, we can do Shivansh. I have allowed your microphone. So within that, we can use map, str,
Sir,
lst. Yeah, go ahead.
can you
Yeah, go ahead. Hello. 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 Okay, so let me tell you what is happening here. So basically, we have a list, and by map, what I'm saying is that we are converting each element in the list to string. Okay, so 7 will get converted to string 7, 8 to string 8, and 9 to string 9. So let me just print this one first. Okay, so let me print this one. Print. That to see it is now a list of 7, which is a string, 8, which is a string, and 9, which is also a string. Okay. I'm saying after each of the element, give a, 7, like give a comma, and at the end there will be no comma. So this is the like join operation. What it will do is that after each of the element except the last one, it will print whatever value you give it. Okay. So this is this 7, 8, 9. But can we also do this without list? I think we can without map. Let me do this. Okay, no, we cannot use join without string. Right. So this is one way. This is one way of the doing printing like this. But what is another way? Same thing. We have the input here. Okay, we can iterate through all the elements one by index. So for I in range, length of input. Okay, so it will iterate 3 times. We can do element is equal to input of I. So I am taking element at ith index. Then after that, we don't even need to maintain the list. After that, we can say that this is the value we are getting after converting it to float and then convert it to int. And if if I is not equal to len of inp minus 1. So basically, I'm saying if it is not the last element, then print lm int equal to comma else print the element int equal to nothing. So here I am saying that we'll go through each of the element. We'll check if it is like we will check the value. We will convert it to integer and then we'll check the value. And if it is, then after that we'll check if we are looking at the last element of the array. If it is last element, if it is not last element, we will give a comma. If it is last element, we will give nothing. In range, it will be range. In range, sorry, INP is a list 7.7, 8.8, 9.3. So this is a list right now, and I will be iterating through this. Sorry, for I in range. For I in range, yeah. Uh, Sorry, it should be printed as 10, not element. My mistake. 10. Because temp is the updated value. So if you print it here now, it is also giving the same answer. Okay, so now let me go to the next question. This is little bit lengthy, but it is like you have to again accept a comma separated list of word. Okay, then after that you have to calculate average length of the word, and then if it is like 2.5, then you have to round up. Even if it is 2.1, you have to round up. So every time you have to round up only, not round down. Then you have to calculate how many words are there, which are strictly greater than the average. So suppose here, sun, moon, and stars, 3, 4, and 5 words are there. So average is 4. So how many of them are having greater than average? So it is like only stars. This has the greater than average, which is average is 4, and this has 5 characters. So only one will be printed. Shivan, you can unmute. I have allowed you. Same for Shujita. Okay, so let me copy. Okay, I'll come back to map after this question. Can we apply tuple in every element? Can you explain what do you mean by that actually? Okay, I'll come back to your queries after discussing these questions.
Can you please explain for me?
Yeah, I'll explain after this question.
Thank you, sir.
So let me discuss this question first. So this is basically what are the type of operation. At first, we have to take a comma separate list of words. So let me do that first. I think I have already taken this. Yeah, in this one. So words equal to input dot script, and it is comma separated. So this will contain a list. Let me give it sun, moon, stars. Sun, moon, stars. Okay, so this is the input I have given. Now, next is calculate average length of the word. So average length is, so basically what do we have to do? This is a list, right? So we have to do like this for word in words. We have to click calculate the total characters, which is equal to 0. Now we have to calculate length of word, which is len of word. And after that, we have to calculate, we have to add total characters plus equal to length of it. So basically, I am calculating length of each of the word, and then I am adding that to the total. Okay. Now, what will happen after that? Let me print total characters. So what will be printed? Total characters will be, I think, 3 plus 4 plus 5. It will be 12. Okay. Now to calculate the average equal to what we have to calculate? Total characters divided by len of words. How many words are there? Okay. So what will be the average? Print average. It will be right now. It will be 4.0. Okay. But in this question, it has mentioned that even if it is 4.1 or 4.2, it has to go 5. So how to calculate that? You can use a function called ceiling. Okay. Ceiling is a function. Okay. Math input ceiling. Okay. So ceiling is a function which converts a, like, even if it is like 4.1, it will convert it to 5. So that is what we call ceiling. Otherwise, you can also do it manually. That how to do it manually? That suppose, let's say you can do it like this. That if let me assume that we don't have the math value here, math function here. I can do it like this. If integer of average is not equal to average, then average is equal to int of average plus 1. I'll explain this in just a minute. Int of average plus 1. So basically what I'm saying here is that suppose, or let me comment this out. Suppose average is 4.0. Okay. Average is 4.0. What I'm saying is that I'll convert it to integer. So it will be 4. Now, since it is 4, this condition, it will not go to this condition. So it is 4. Now let's say it is 4.1. Okay. Int of average, it is 4 and average is 4.1. So it is like not equal to, right? 4 is not equal to 4.1. It will go into this function, this part. Int of average, it will come out to be 4. And after that, we are adding 1. So 5. It will come out to be 5. So instead of ceiling, you can also do it manually like this. Okay. So we got the second part, that this is even if it is like I can use min, but I wanted to do it from scratch. Okay, so then next is how many values are there which is strictly greater than the rounded average. So let me use this only. Average is this, and this is the updated average if it is lower. Then ultimately we have to count how many are greater than the average. So let me number of greater than average. So initially we will assume that there is no value which is greater than 0. Then we'll iterate to each of the element for let's say for word in words. So then if len of word is greater than equal to average, then we'll get number greater than average is plus equal to 1. Plus equal to 1. Okay, and at the end, what do we have to print? We have to print the value, print number of greater than average is equal to that end should be. Okay, so let me combine all this. Characters is this, and input is also this, and we have to remove all the print statement. So this is the mistake when you have done in the assignment. So you should not give any extra print statements here. Okay. So now let me give the same test sets, maybe sun, moon, stars, sun, comma, moon, comma, stars. So it will give, okay, it is giving 2. That should not happen. Sorry, my mistake. It should be greater than average. Okay. So in the question, it is like it is strictly greater. So it should be greater here. So sun, comma, moon, comma, stars. So it is 1. All right. In the next, we have A, B, B, C, C, C. So again, in that case, A, comma, B, B, comma, C, C, C. So average is 2 and only one is greater than 2, which is C, C, C. Then let me say that even if we go for the last example, high to go. So in that case, every example is like 2 characters. So average is also 2, and so ultimately it is 0. Okay, so it is like 0. Okay, so I hope you have understood these questions, everyone. Okay, how 4.1 becomes 5? Let me go there again. So here, let's assume that, forget about the previous part. Okay, let's assume at this step average is equal to 4.1. Let's, okay. So here I am comparing if average int of average. So int of average is what? 4. And if 4 is not equal to average is 4.1, right? So this is the condition which will be checked. So 4 is not equal to 4.1, right? It is different. So this is true. So it will go inside this equation. So inside this equation, we have int of average, which is int of average is 4 plus 1, which is 4 plus 1, which is 5. So here the average will be 5. But let's assume instead of 4, we have 4.0. So in that case, 4 will be equal to 4.0. So in that case, you will not get rounded up. But if it is some kind of action is there, it will get rounded up. All right. Now let me go to the map function. So let me say that you are taking a input from a user. Let's say int equal to input. Maybe let's say I'm giving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So initially, see, everything is in the string. If I even convert it to, if I convert it to string, if I convert it to, like, if we split by element and then convert it to the list, then it is, again, there are multiple elements, but everything is a list, right? So print list, it is a list, but everything is a string. This is a string, this is a string, this is a string. Now, suppose I want to convert it to a, like, I want to convert it to a, like, integer list. So what we have to do is that, suppose I want integer list, then I have to do what? Map. I am saying map each of the element of the list to integer, and I am passing the list here. Okay. So this will convert each of the element of the list to integer. So it will become 1, it will become 2, it will become integer 3, it will become integer 4, like that. But map will return a map function like a function, but to convert it to a list, you have to give it again, give it like this. Okay. So now if you print, it will be integer list. It will be like this. It is no longer an integer. It is a it is an integer. It is not a string. Same thing if I want to convert it to a string right now, or even let's say I want to convert it to a float. Okay, float list. So I have to just give a float, and let me print it here. So it is like 1.0 to 0.0 like that. So map is used to convert, like apply some kind of operation to all the elements in the list. So basically, it is here applying int operation to each of the element in the list. All right. So I hope it is clear now. Okay, so I hope everything is clear now. Then I'll end the session for today. So thank you everyone for joining the session. Shivansh, yeah, if you have a question, please feel free to ask. Shivansh, I think you are unmuted. You can also,
Hello, sir.
yeah, you are unmuted.
Sir, what will happen if the average is directly 4?
If average is 4, let me just show you here. So if average is 4, it will remain 4 only. So let me just copy paste this part. Okay, 4.0, let's say. And let me at the end print the average. So it will stay 4 only. Okay. So why is that? Because here int of average is 4 and 4 is equal to 4, right? It is, this condition is becoming false. So this part will not be executed. It will stay the same only. Sorry, I think I'm not sharing the screen. Let me share this screen. All right, here. So suppose I have copy pasted this part, okay, and I have pasted I have pasted this part. So in this case here, what is happening here is that I have average is equal to 4.0 that I have hard coded here. Now I am converting this average int of average is 4, right? 4 not equal to 4.0. So this is actually false, right? Because you see 4 is equal to 4. So my condition is 4 not equal to 4. So this condition is false. So this will not, this statement is false. 4 not equal to 4.0. So this will not get executed. So average value, it will remain the same, which was there before, which is 4.0. Is it clear now? All right. All right. So I will stop the session now. Thank you everyone for joining.